Intriguing, slightly ominous. In the middle of international waters, completely off the grid, operates a rogue special economic zone. It sits squarely at the top of the globe, bordering the hostile environments and territorial claims of Greenland, Canada, and Russia. This frozen expanse is a surprisingly large industrial center, functioning as a mass producer of consumer goods for an enormous global export market. The region also controls an abundance of fossil fuels, specifically coal, which it actively exports to its more hostile trading partners. While it possesses the geographical footprint, resource extraction, and manufacturing volume of a geopolitical titan, this entity technically does not exist on any official economic ledger. This setup creates a massive problem. The economy has zero recognized trade agreements with any established nation on Earth. Under standard macroeconomic laws, a nation without these agreements faces crippling international tariffs that would normally destroy its ability to export goods competitively. The trade balance is equally bizarre. A massive outward flow of heavy industrial goods is met by incoming shipments consisting almost exclusively of dairy and confectionery. Curiously, the nation issues no sovereign bonds, ruling out the possibility that they are funding this global logistics operation through national debt. By all known laws of economics, a nation with unregulated exports, high manufacturing costs, and zero taxable income should be utterly bankrupt. Yet this one is thriving. To understand the survival of this region, we have to look at tariffs. These protective taxes are used by nations to artificially raise the cost of foreign imports and protect local industries. Agricultural protectionism offers a clear example. Without government intervention, an Australian banana farmer would be undercut by cheaper Indonesian imports. Bilateral trade agreements usually solve this friction. Australia might exchange untaxed iron ore for untaxed Indonesian bananas, benefiting both mining and agriculture. The North Pole circumvents these standard trade barriers without signing a single bilateral agreement. The strategy involves a specific legal loophole. They classify exported consumer goods as gifts addressed to non-tax-paying minors, allowing them to bypass tariff walls entirely. Incoming shipments of milk and cookies are similarly protected by being legally classified as religious offerings. This operation represents the most successful, large-scale evasion of international trade law in human history. The official stance from the North Pole CEO is that these exports are not commerce, but virtuous foreign aid directed at the world's children. The hard numbers suggest an unprecedented scale. With 1.2 billion believing consumers receiving an average gift value of $70, the annual expenditure reaches $84 billion. This $84 billion figure eclipses the budget of the world's most generous nation, China, which provided $60 billion in aid in 2018. In modern geopolitics, foreign aid is rarely pure charity. It is a calculated tool used to secure ideological influence in emerging global markets. If this budget is truly foreign aid, the North Pole is conducting the most expensive and aggressive geopolitical influence campaign on Earth. Raw materials and global logistics for an $84 billion operation require massive capital, even when the region utilizes an unpaid domestic workforce of interns on a low-fare scheme. A parallel exists in the tech industry. Facebook generated $55.8 billion in a single year, while offering its primary services to billions of users for free. The mechanism relies on commodifying user data to build highly valuable, targeted behavioral profiles for advertisers. Santa's List functions as the most comprehensive behavioral database on minors ever created. It captures invasive data points, including location tracking and behavioral analysis, to build predictive profiles. Advertising firms and consumer goods corporations pay a premium for this data to secure long-term brand loyalty in future consumers. Selling access to these targeted profiles allows the North Pole to act as a premier global data broker. This massive revenue stream bridges the gap between their manufacturing costs and the $84 billion annual logistics requirement. The North Pole is a data mining, labor-exploiting entity that dominates the globe through strategic legal loopholes. Any real-world economy needs three things to flourish: systemic stability, industrial diversity, and absolute consumer confidence. Despite the absurdity of its business model, the North Pole possesses these three economic pillars perfectly. Public belief in the North Pole persists because the region is the flawless, ultimate execution of modern global capitalism.